Okay. So here we go. We're gonna do a quick review. I'm not gonna do every single problem on the review sheet. I'm providing you the answers, but I'll do many. I'll at least do one of every single section. All right, so let's see. So the instructions right here say find the slope of each line. And we're given a graph and no points. So step number one is we need to find 2 points. Now we want to find a point where it crosses the 2 black lines. So for instance, if the line was going through those points, it would look something like that. So this would be a point that we would identify. All right, so let's see if we can find some of those points. I'll keep it in red. So, well, there's lots of them here. There's one right here, and there's one right here. There's lots more. Remember, we define slope as rise over run. I'm doing this with my fingers, so my handwriting will be atrocious. Rise over run. When I say I'm doing this with my finger, I'm on the mouse pad. Rise over run. And we simply count squares. So from this left red dot, it's up 1 over 1. So the rise is 1, the run is 1, which reduces to 1. So the slope is 1. All right, next one. I'm trying to move these things around. Okay, same thing. We first need to pick 2 points. So let's pick 2 points. Be very careful. It looks like there's a point right here. There's no point right there. Or I should say there's no point at a lattice point. So here's a point right here. And I'm falling down. No. Yeah, right here. In fact, I think these are the only 2 points. Yeah, they're the only 2 points where the blue line crosses 2 black lines, right? The lattice point. And once again, I'm saying where the line crosses something like it's got to go. Oh, I did it horribly, but you get the idea. Right through that. Okay. So rise over run. So we're dropping down. So we're down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we drop down, that's a negative. So we get a -5 as your rise. And we don't count the square that we start on. So I'm going across now. That's positive. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So -5, 6 is the slope of that one. All right, moving right along here. All horizontal lines have a slope of 0. And the next one, of course, is a vertical. All vertical lines have a slope that's undefined. Now, why is a horizontal 0, but a vertical is undefined? Well, remember, if I were to pick 2 points, let's say we pick this one and this one, well, that'll give me a rise of 3, but a run of 0, and you can't divide by 0. So that's why vertical lines are undefined. But on a horizontal line, this is just reversed. On a horizontal line, you're going to have no rise, but you will have, for instance, I'm making this number up, a run of 3, and 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay, so horizontal lines, slope of 0, vertical lines, be careful with the word no slope, although that's technically correct. No slope, some people would interpret the word no as 0. So we would say an undefined slope. All right, here we go. Determine the slope given 2 points. So this requires us to use the formula. Let's see. The formula for slope, m for slope. And m, the formula is m is equal to, let's see, y2 minus y1. Oh, this is going to take forever. Over x2 minus x1. This will take longer to do this than it will be to do the problem. Hopefully remember that formula. Remember, step 1 is to label. So this is the x and the y. So x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. I think I'm going to leave these labels on when I do another example here. Speed things up. Okay, now it's just simply we're going to plug in the values. So if I plug in the values, y2 is 15, and it's always minus, and y1 is 10, over x2, let's see, x2 is 18, and x1 is 16, so minus 16. Reduce that fraction, or so simplify the fraction. Let's see, 15 minus 10 is 5, and 18 minus 16 is 2. So M is 5 over 2. You do not need to change that to a decimal. Perfectly fine, 5 over 2. All right. So I'm just going to erase that work because I want to leave. Okay, that'll work. All right, let's see another one. Yeah, let's do something with some negatives. All right, so same basic idea, just we have some negatives involved. So let's see. I've already got them labeled. So y2 is 1 minus, y1 is also negative, so we'd have a second negative. You could put it in parentheses if you'd like, negative 14. Over negative 8, that's your x2, minus 13. Two negatives make a positive, so that's 1 plus 14, which is positive 15. Negative 8 minus 13 is negative 21. Oh, 3 goes into both of these numbers. So reduce this fraction by 3, and we get negative. I'm dividing both numbers by 3, so we get negative 5/7. There you go. I think that'll be it for this one. I'll just clear all these out. All right, next topic. Let's see. Next topic. Slope of the line. This is the one that will insult your intelligence. Remember, if the equation is of the form y equals mx, oh boy, mx plus b, I'm complaining because this is hard to do. Mx plus b, then the whatever number is attached to the x, the m portion, is your slope. So let's see what's attached to x here. You're like, well, where's the b? Well, they just skip it, right? The b would be plus 0, and nobody writes plus 0. So this is in the form of y equals mx plus b, where m is negative 5/3. The slope is negative 5/3. Okay. The weird ones, remember all lines that are vertical of the form of x equals k. So vertical lines have a undefined slope. So the slope here is undefined. And if it says y equals a number k here, the k here is 2, then that means it's a horizontal line and the slope is 0. So technically we could write y equals 0x plus 2. Just people leave off the 0x. So the slope is 0. All right, then we go to those parallel perpendicular portions right here. So let's see. If you are parallel, you have the same slope. So this one is pretty straightforward. So this is in the form of y equals mx plus b. So any line that's parallel to this line will also have the same slope. In other words, negative 8/3. How about this one? Slope would be 9. There's no number in front of x. Well, remember, there's always a 1, so the slope would be 1. Vertical line are undefined, so it will also have an undefined slope if you're parallel to any line parallel to a vertical line is also vertical, so it will have undefined slope. And then we get to perpendicular. Remember, perpendicular is opposite reciprocals. The opposite of negative is positive, and then the reciprocal means take the fraction and flip it. So 2 over 5 would be the opposite reciprocal of negative 5 over 2. So the slope of the line that's perpendicular to this given line here is 2/5. Okay. Once again, if you're perpendicular to a vertical line, you're horizontal, and all horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Next topic. Let's see. Write the slope intercept form of the equation line. So I'm going to give you a line here, and you need to write your equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. Okay. So y equals mx plus b. So that means I need to determine what is the slope. That's the m value. And I need to find the b value, which is the y-intercept. So y-intercept is always easiest to pick out first. Y-intercept is right here at -1. Be careful, not 1, but -1. So this is going to be a -1. Slope, I need one more point. So I'm looking down the line or up the line, finding another point. No. It looks like right here. This is the other point. There's another one up here as well, too. So pick any 2 points. I'm going to pick the y-intercept in this one. So it looks like we're going down 1, 2, 3. So the slope would be -3. That's your rise. And your run would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -3 over 5. That's my M. That's my B. Attach an X. Make it equals Y, or Y equals. And there's your equation. Y equals negative. Now they would put the negative in the middle here. So -3/5 X minus 1. I wouldn't mark it wrong if you put the negative on the top. All right. And let's just erase. I don't want to rewrite again. Well, that's not an eraser. Oh, there's my eraser. Okay, erase all this. Okay. Next one. Oh, I didn't erase everything. All right, how about this one? Once again, step number 1, find the y-intercept. Y-intercept is a +1 this time, not a -1, so +1. I need another point to find for slope. Here's one. So it looks like up 2 over 1, so the slope is 2, or 2 over 1, which reduces to 2. So put a 2x, put a y equals, and these are quickly done. Y equals 2x plus 1. Remember, the last page here are the answers, so you can check your answers. All right, let's see what the next topic is. Next topic is sketch a graph of the line. I'm going to do 28. It's a little bit more illustrative of the idea here. Okay, so remember, all equations in the form of y equals mx plus b. This is your slope, or your m value, slope, and this is your y-intercept. So to graph a line, we only need 2 points, 2 points to find a line. We're going to go with the y-intercept first, so a dot on +2, and then apply the slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. We just need to figure out where to put this negative, top or bottom. I'm going to put it on the top. So -3 over +5. So we're going to go down 3. 1. So I'm going down 3. 1, 2, 3, and then over 5. And put your second dot. Play connect the dots. Let's see if I can do this using a little technology, or do I have a double-headed arrow? I do. Ooh. So, oh, look at that. There we go. Let me erase that other line right here. There we go. And there's your line. Okay. Just going to point out the more challenging ones are your horizontal and vertical line. You absolutely positively need to have this on a resource card when you show up to test day. You will forget which one is horizontal, which one is vertical. So y equals is a horizontal line. So y equals is a horizontal line at the y value -1. So a horizontal line at the y value -1. The opposite of that would be a vertical line. So here's one with a vertical line with an x value of 4. So an x value of 4. Notice I'm going through the x value 4, and there's your vertical line right there. So let's see, go back 1. That is your y equals -1, the horizontal one. And there is your vertical one of x equals 4. Okay. All right, now we're getting to homework 2 days ago. This is where I gave you 2 points and told you to write the equation of the line. This one is probably the one that takes the most work. Remember, we need our equation of the form of y equals mx plus b. And so we need to find m, and we need to find b. For this one, we're not going to do the y-intercept first. We're going to do the slope, 2 points. So we're going to use the slope formula. X1, remember the slope formula, X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So I label, and then I plug these into the slope formula. Remember, the slope formula is Y2, that would be -4, Y2 minus Y1. Y1 is also a -2. If you wanted to save time, you could just put +2, 2 negatives turn to a positive, over -4 minus 0. Simplify. Remember, we're solving for slope here. So that's -4 plus 2, which is -2. -4 minus 0 is -4. Simplify that fraction. 2 negatives make a positive. So that would be 1/2, reducing by 2. So my m is 1/2. Okay. So we're halfway there. Now to find the y-intercept, we pick a point. I'm going to pick the easy point, this one right here, because something's a 0. So I'm going to pick that point and throw it in. Let's see, the float into y equals mx plus b. So y is -2. I'm just, where's my pen? Where'd you go? There we go. So y, in this case, -2, I'm getting that from the point I just picked, is equal to mx. M is 1/2. We just figured that out. X for the point I just picked was, ooh, happy days. We're multiplying by 0 plus b. Why is that happy days? Because 0 times anything is 0. Simplify that. 0 times 1/2 is 0. So you get -2 is equal to b. So if b is -2, let me do this in color. If b is -2 and m is 1/2, put those together in our original equation. So y is equal to 1/2 x minus 2. Minus 2 is your b value. And there you go. Okay. So we did that a couple nights ago for homework. I gave you plenty of practice here. Just remember, if it's a vertical line, you're going to get a slope of something over 0, so it would be undefined. So the answer would be x is equal to a number. And if it's a horizontal line, you're going to get a slope of 0, so it would be y is equal to. So here is last night's homework. 2 ideas to remember. It's either going to ask you to make a line that goes through a point that is, in this case, parallel to this line right here. And that line has a slope of -3/2. And we know that all lines that are parallel to this will also have the same slope. So all I need to do is the previous step, except I don't need to choose a point. They only gave me 1 point. So I'm going to throw the point and the slope into y equals mx plus b and solve for b. So let's see, y is -4, y equals mx plus b. -4, I'm getting that from the point I circled in blue, equals m. M is going to be the same slope, so -3/2 as the given line, times x. X is 4, so I'm going to speed the process up by writing that as 4/1, because I'm going to have to simplify, plus b. Now I'm going to solve for b. Well, let's see, -3, whoa, slow down there. -3 times 4 is -12, and -12 divided by 2 is -6. So I would get -4. When I multiply that fraction, I got -6, or when I simplify those 2 fractions, plus b. Add 6 to both sides, and we would get b is equal to, I'm adding 6 to both sides, 2. So there's your b. Let me circle in red. That's white. That's red. So let's see, b is equal to 2. The slope is going to be exactly the same. So your final answer is y equals mx plus b with the right m and the right b. So y is equal to m. M is -3/2 with an x. And then your b value. Your b value is a +2, so +2. This should be very familiar because this was the homework last night. So the only difference between this one and, let me clear everything out here, this one and the ones that say, where's the perpendicular ones, is that, remember, you need the slope that's opposite. I'll just do the slope. I won't do the whole problem. So here's the slope of the given line, and we need one that's perpendicular to that line. So the opposite of a positive would be a negative, and flip the fraction. So -3/5 is the new slope. Throw that into y equals mx plus b with this point right here. Solve for b. Take your b value, your m value, write your final equation. So I provided with you all the answers. That was a really quick look at how all this is done. If you do have any questions, send me an email. And if not, you are coming back on Tuesday. So tomorrow I'll have one more video for you for the last class on Friday for algebra. But then I will see you on Tuesday.